However, I also find in the community, people say, oh, we want to do this, we want to export, we want to invest. Well, these amazing goals that people have, but guess what? They don't have the access to resources that I do. They don't have the network that I do. So the reason for the Trade with Africa Summit is me, in a way, giving my network away, meaning bringing the leaders like people you can't really access pretty much, kind of stringing them and cajoling them and appealing to them and begging them and pleading with them to show up for my community. That's what I do every single year. Like, you really can't believe all of the maneuvering that has to happen behind the scenes. Um, you know, yeah, anyway. So this year we have 20 plus speakers from all over the world. Addis Ababa, Germany, Israel, South Africa, Nigeria, US, different states in the US, of course. But why these speakers? I usually select this speaker specifically. So I'll run through why. But remember, Trade with Africa Business Summit itself, it's more of an intense, immersive experience where we're really bringing you real data around logistics, manufacturing, like people that have done everything people are trying to do. Because I say in business, yeah, you can go spend the next 10 years figuring it out by yourself, which is fine. Or you can access people that have already charted the course, they have lessons, they have best practices that they're willing to share. Right. For example, Scott Ford is one of our keynote speakers. He's the single largest private investor in Rwanda. He's a presidential economic advisor to President Paul Kagame. Um, you know, he's one of those people. Every time I'm like, Scott, I need you to show up, please. And trust me, he shows up for me in terms of I have access to him. He helps me, guides me, coaches me. He sponsors me. He's a lifetime sponsor, Westrock Coffee, for the platform. So I personally tap into that expertise. Just in January, we spent time, and then what I'm asking him to do now is to not only show up for me personally in our private conversations, but to spend an hour of his precious time to come share his wealth of experience with my network and my community. And he said yes, right? And this is somebody that has testified at Capitol Hill, with US government. He does a lot of stuff like that. Anyway, you will come hear him speak. Okay. So, agenda 5 days. My husband was like, Tori, why 5 days? Five. Okay, let me explain. Usually, our events in person before COVID is in person. People fly from all over the world. They experience it in person. It's usually, like I said, an immersive experience from AM to PM. We pack in 50 plus speakers. It's like a marathon, right? Well, when we do that, we usually have 100% attention of people, right? And people usually take vacations. They came all the way for this experience. So you have them 7 a.m. till 6, 7 p.m. They have breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's usually quite packed and intense. But guess what? With COVID, we're not flying today, or we're not flying this week. By the way, it's Monday. So that's why I'm doing this. It's next Monday, right? Just 4 days away. So what I've now tried to do is to say, okay, we don't want to overwhelm people each day because we do have such a great content and lineup. We don't want to pack people, 3, 4 hours digitally, right? So that's why it's spread out over 5 days, about 2 hours each day, several sessions, several speakers. And, the way I structured it, we were able to actually fit in over 20 speakers, right? So it's going to be packed, right? Boom, boom, boom. You can't miss a bit for this kind of event. So yeah, so that's why it's 5 days. And I know I could have put it maybe in 3 days. But that's the lessons learned. I think I just wanted people to immerse the knowledge, go home, think about it, come back the next day, take some more, go home, think about it, and also keep thinking how they can apply that knowledge to their business. So let me quickly run through, the 5 days, what to expect. Okay. Any questions so far? Chidi says is joining from Nigeria. Thank you. Awesome. Please do drop your questions if you have any. I'll get to it when I finish. And then remember, there's a giveaway. This is the time to tag your friends, bring them in. There's a giveaway. Okay, so let's see. Monday, we're going to open up with me saying why Africa. Remember, this is around logistics, manufacturing, supply chain, agriculture, import, export. It's all about the opportunities that, we all know about, but we don't know how to tap into. So we're bringing together global thinkers, business leaders, business executives, political leaders to come and educate us, right? To share their knowledge with us, to mingle with us, to answer our questions. That's what this is about. Okay. So Monday, we're going to start off with me opening with why Africa, why now? And then we'll share a keynote message from Doug McMillan, the CEO of Walmart, president and CEO of Walmart, and the chairman for the Business Roundtable. The Business Roundtable is a group of the biggest companies in the US, executives. They also provide advisory, policy advice to US government out of DC. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal, guys. So over the last 1 month, I've been working really hard with his team to craft that message, and OMG, it is simply delicious. It's such a delicious thing. And I want to say big, big, massive thank you to Doug and his team. I'm telling you, it's just a miracle, a simple miracle. Like, it's a miracle to even just be able to access this kind of knowledge and resource for my community. The CEO of the world's largest company. It's just beyond, beyond, beyond. Yeah. Anyway, that's why I'm like, you need to be there. You need to be there. If the CEO of Walmart believes in this work, which is the message key, right? Then yeah, what are you doing? Anyway, so and then we're going to have His Excellency Ambassador Albert Muchanga deliver a keynote on the clarion call for economic recovery. What does it look like on the continent post-COVID? Here's the deal. His Excellency Ambassador Albert Muchanga is a commissioner for economic development, trade, industry, and mines at the African Union for the entire continent. Yes, he's one of those leaders that also privately we do work. Like in October, I partnered with his office to deliver training, trade and investment facilitation training to government officials on the continent. So again, remember what I said. The Trade with Africa Business Summit is for you. It's for the community. And it's once a year. It's like going, going, gone. You miss it, you come again next year. But this is incredible knowledge. His Excellency Ambassador Muchanga's team was also responsible for the AFCFT implementation. So anyway, back in 2019, he was here in Chicago. He delivered a keynote for us, and it's such an honor. I'm just beyond excited that this time around he said yes again. I know Tuesday was Africa Day, so everybody was like busy in the African Union, but I'm super, super like excited for everybody to experience him. He's amazing. He's a great leader, and OMG for him to just say yes to us again, like that shows that the influence this platform has, and the recognition that the leaders of the continent also believe in the work that we do. They believe in you, so you need to show up because they are going to be giving us a wealth of information. The next day we'll then go Tuesday, June 1, would be US government's presentation with Prosper Africa to share with us what are the government resources. There are about 17 US government agencies that actually put together under Prosper Africa. You need to come and listen to the resources they have in place to help you win in Africa. I'm not going to say too much on that. Those are access and points that we also have, but I'm opening it up for my community to tap into as well. And then in the after his presentation and Q&A, we're going to have a Q&A with him based on questions that I've seen around and what questions my community members have been asking. Even just yesterday, people are like, oh, grants, what grants? There should be some grants that we can apply for. What does that look like? Well, you need to come check what those opportunities are. And then after his presentation, we're going to switch to Scott Ford. Myself and him will have a conversation. The way I structure that is such that I would just be talking to him like I talk to me anyway. And everybody gets to experience what dynamic conversation that looks like. And then hopefully we are able to pick one or two questions. Okay. And then day 3, you don't want to miss it. We're going to have AFCFTA presentation, best practices for diaspora, Africans and investors or foreign players. How do you tap into the AFCFTA? I know I'm going really fast, right? How do you tap into the AFCFTA? We're going to have an intense discussion presentation on that. the person prison commit so giving that presentation is, of all the FCFTA knowledge out there, is by far the one person that I've his content has been the richest that I've ever seen. And that's why it's like people don't really understand what this is about. So good, glad to have him. And then on Thursday, we're going to go into sector specific leadership presentation. Going to talk about healthcare in Africa. How has that been? Investment within the private sector. What are the opportunities on ground? Infrastructure development, agriculture, right? That's big, big, massive. The continent has, about 50 to 60% of the remaining arable land in the world. What does that mean for the future of the world in terms of sustainability and all of that? Come listen to us. We're going to talk about women in trade. My friend Joy will be joining us from Germany to share what she's been doing on that. Right. So, and then Friday is going to be amazing because at the end of the day, this is about business, about transaction. We're going to dive deeper into pitch or, delivered by businesses in the US that want to move, expand into Africa, African businesses that want to bring their products or expand to the US. We're going to have leaders that support such transactions, World Business Chicago, Illinois, right, International Trade Center, all of that. And then we're going to have a wrap up. One of my newfound friend is going to help. I gave him this assignment. I said, hey, with your fresh eyes, I want you to help summarize everything you've experienced over the last days. And lest I forget, we're also going to have Professor Joseph Mbele, the author of Africans and Americans Embracing Cultural Differences, is going to help share some extract from his book. And what does that mean? He's a professor and, just amazing. Each of these speakers, guys, each of these speakers by themselves can hold a crowd, can hold their own presentation. Like, people should listen to them. When we now pack about 20 of them, I'm telling you, you really want to be a part of that. So should I go to my giveaway now? Okay, I see comments. Selima Davis says, thank you very much, Tony, for such a huge platform and community you've created. And wow, thank you. Talima, thank you. Sometimes I'm like, do people really know what this means? Talima, please tell me, do people really um I think at the end of the day, the biggest thing anybody can offer is to take advantage of the opportunity. Like I said, these are individuals that, whether this event happens or not, we are doing work, meaningful work behind the scene. For me, it's me leveraging the access I have to them to say, please show up for my community. My community needs to hear the same thing I've heard. Please bring that message to my community. So I've appealed to them on your behalf. So the next thing is the community is the community going to tap into this knowledge? Because here's the thing: you don't have to fly, you don't have to pay thousands of dollars to fly, you don't have to do hotel, you don't have to even this. A lot of the leaders we have, you can't even find them. Even if you want to knock on their door, you're not going to be able to access them. So anyway, that's the thing, guys. We have to put a premium on knowledge, on access to leaders and information. One key information can totally change the trajectory of whatever it is you're trying to do. So, yes, let's get to the giveaway because I'm going to be wrapping this up soon if there are no questions. So, the giveaway. Tell me. So, I'm giving away 2 tickets. Are you ready? Call people, tag people who might be interested. I just want to know, right? Like, what projects are you working on, or what are your Trade with Africa goals? And how do you think this platform, Trade with Africa Business Summit 2021, could help you achieve your goals? That's the question. So type your question. I'll give it the next maybe hour or two because I'll leave this out there as a replay. I'll go through the responses, right, that people give. And then the top 2, it's kind of subjective, I'll be honest with you, based on whatever people put. Georgina, I already told you you're not you're not eligible for this giveaway. You already have your own ticket. Yesterday I was on Clubhouse and people were like, "Oh, even though I won a ticket, can I win for a friend?" No, you can't win for a friend. You can't win for a friend. Just you, my dear. So basically, that's the question for the giveaway. I'm giving away 2 tickets to next week's event. So type what project or business or idea do you have that you're trying to implement, and how do you believe attending the Trade with Africa Business Summit 2021 next week? What do you think it's going to do for you? That's the question. Feel free to tag people, right, to watch this. I'm trying to keep this short. That way people can really digest and watch it and see this opportunity. And then I'll come back in about an hour or two, go through the responses, and then select my two new besties that will have the two access for next week. John, hi. You're Johnny from Atlanta, another member of my network right here. John, you know your access is waiting for you in the network, right? You need to go into the private room, Trade with Africa Business Summit 2021. Click on it. If you have any issues, just DM me on the platform. We'll be able to fix it for you. But you should be able to get into that room because of your premium access. And then make sure you get on the Zoom. The platform, our platform is where people are already, you can see people joining and networking already. But to be in the Zoom, if you want to, we are also going to pipe it into the platform, right? We're going to pipe the feed into the platform. So some people may want to join, some people may not. But if you want to get on the Zoom, where to network, go into the platform Zoom. And when I say platform, let me find that, because so many people that are not members don't know what we're doing behind the scene. This is it, guys. We have a platform where I coach, teach, I do things. That's what has kept me busy. That's why you've not seen me out here on social. Nazaru Trade with Africa platform. We also now call it the business trade and investment platform. Just go www.nazaru.trade. There's some things we're doing that after the event, we're going to close it out. There's some things open right now to the public, but right after the event, it's going to be shut down and all of that. So, John, go grab yours. You and Georgina, you're members of my network. Because of your membership, this event is absolutely free to you. If you have any issues, just come to me. The reason I'm saying that is you're not eligible for today's giveaway because because you already have your ticket. And no, you can't win it for a friend. Yesterday, someone was like, "Oh, can I win? Can I answer these questions for a friend?" No, no, tell your friend to come and play. Okay, Thelma, I see you've dropped your answer. Feel free to edit it as much as possible if you want, but in about an hour, 2 hours time, I'll go through the feed, and then pick out top two winners. Yay! So that's it. I'm wrapping up. Any questions? What I'm going to do now, I'm going to play a short clip from the message from the CEO of Walmart to us. It's so delicious. I'm telling you, I'm like, are people really watching what's going on? Huh? Okay, John, thank you for the vote of thanks. John says, Nazaru Network is awesome. Looking forward to the conference I will be on. Yay! This is all for you guys. Make it all worth it. Because, like I said, a lot of my members, a lot of my community members, you have great, great, amazing things you want to do. But at the end of the day, we need a strong network. We need the latest, greatest information on policy opportunities. We need to provide visibility to our work. We need all of these things to be able to rapidly move in the direction that we want to go. So that's it. Trade with Africa Business Summit is for my community and those who wish to learn and also want to accelerate their engagement on the continent, or those that are just curious. If you're curious, this is it for you, because if you attend any of my engagement, this one in particular, you're going to leave a changed person. You can't remain the same person again, because we're going to give you the latest, greatest, not all those things you see on media. Africa is the future, guys. And I'm going to leave now by playing a clip from the key message from the CEO of the world's largest company, Afro Trillion. That's about 400, 500 billion dollars annual revenue. Doug says he believes in the future of Africa. I'm just going to give you a taste of his message. The full message will be delivered come Monday. So the event is next week, May 31st to June 4th. And those in the US, you don't have any excuse. Monday is I believe, an holiday. You need to, you don't have any excuse, right? Oh, one other question people have asked. Some people told me they were traveling. if they could watch a recording. Here's the deal. The recording will be available for purchase, but it's going to be more expensive to I'll just tell you, because of the post-production work we have to do, right? But so the best way is to attend, register to attend. Now, let me also give you hints. I've not shared this publicly, but if you were to purchase it now and you are not able to attend everything, at the price you purchase it, will still make sure to give you access to it. But if you don't purchase it, then after the event, you're like, Towing, I heard it was amazing. Can I have a recording? You're going to pay more. Okay. I just had to put that out there because of the questions we've been getting. Okay. That's it. Any other questions, comments? Thank you, everyone. Such an honor. The other day, my highs were like, I was like, I don't want to show my highs. I'm like not sleeping. It's like marathon until I was asking myself, Toy, why do you do this again? But no, it's such a joy. It's so amazing for us at Nazaru to bring this so much value to the marketplace, immersing Africa right at the center of business, right in the center of commerce. And Doug McMillan's video is on the power of trade, the power of trade.
We believe in the long-term strength and potential of the continent. It has a dynamic young population, an array of natural resources, and a community of governments willing to trade and welcome international investment. Technology and innovation are creating new opportunities by the day. And in January of this year, trading began under the African Continental Free Trade Area, highlighting the great potential to vastly improve intra-Africa trade and usher in trade facilitation that is vital for Africa's own competitiveness. There are opportunities to better facilitate trade in Africa, such as improving border crossing procedures, streamlining regulations and documentation, and addressing non-tariff barriers, especially for the 16 landlocked countries. We encourage decision makers to create the right conditions that will unlock opportunities for their countries and citizens. I believe in the opportunity for Africa, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak with this network of leaders who are dedicated to creating opportunities in Africa. Thank you.